Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. ECCB Governor opens crucial global conference. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Monday, 13th November 2023, brought to you in association with our friends at Antillian Group. Details when we return.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank opened its 40th anniversary global conference with delegates from around the world, including Africa, Europe, and oceanic states of the Pacific. Addressing an audience of banking officials, financial service officials, and central banking officials, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank Governor Timothy Antwine spoke of the conference's theme, Trends and Vision for Countries of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, as he commented on the risk posed by climate change, as well as the need for digital transformation in the ECCU financial sphere. SKN Newsline's Glenn Bart reports.
The shocks keep coming. And as we deliberate on our theme, Fit for the Times, Building Resilience, and Embracing Innovation for Transformation, I wish to briefly highlight three key points before I sit. 1. Climate risk is financial risk. 2. Digital innovation is critical for financial inclusion and resilience. And 3. Financial stability, financial inclusion, and resilience require strong regional and international cooperation. Secondly, digital innovation is critical for financial inclusion. The payment system must work for all except illicit actors. I repeat, the payment system must work for all except illicit actors. The ECCB is modernizing its payment system, recognizing the significance of strong oversight policies to support financial inclusion and resilience. Results from our inaugural financial inclusion survey indicate about 3 in 5 persons in our region do not have bank accounts. And of course, we have a specific challenge with the ease or lack thereof of opening a bank account. And we will hear from the working group on Friday when we get a report on that. Therefore, as smartphones continue to proliferate with high mobile cellular subscription, we believe that central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, could have bridged the, financial inclusion gap. Consequently, the ECCB intends to move forward with alacrity with its digital currency, Dcash, and will, in the next few months, conclude its pilot and launch Dcash 2.0, which is commercial deployment. Ultimately, customers will choose their channel based on cost, convenience, and dare I say yes, cybersecurity. We simply say, give customers their remote control and let them choose their channels.
The St. Kitts and Nevis-based Eastern Caribbean Central Bank collaborated with London-based Central Banking to host a 3-day global conference on green financing, reserve management, and financial technology. The 8th to the 10th November Forum is part of the ECCB's 40th anniversary commemorations being pursued under the theme Fit for the Times, Building Resilience and Embracing Innovation. Glenn Bart reporting for SKN Newsline.
In the meantime, the answer to the simple question of how many passports have been approved under the Citizenship by Investment program in St. Kitts and Nevis seemed to remain elusive. Glenn Bart again of SKN Newsline filed this report.
While local news media have been asking about this in the context of the administration's professed pursuit of transparency and accountability and have not been able to get a direct answer, An international news media entity in the United Kingdom quotes a figure of 36,700 passports approved under the Sinkis and Nevis CBI program. When SK Newsline questioned Prime Minister Drew at his 7th November press conference about whether or not the stated figure in the UK article is correct or not, and to indicate how many passports he has approved since taking office, the Prime Minister said he was awaiting an audit of the program.
In terms of giving you an exact number, and I'm encouraging you to write to the CIU and to have a formal meeting with them. But again, because this information is sensitive, I cannot speak to it until I have all the data. Sometimes it's frustrating, but until that is completed and we made the changes, because our first thrust was to upgrade the program, make sure all the necessary security measures are in there so that we say to our international partners in the UK, in the EU, or wherever they are, that St. Kitts and Nevis is serious about that. And as we continue to do the audit and make sure that we get a specific number so that when I speak, it is because the auditor said to me, Mr. Prime Minister, this is our result. Of course, a major program like this needs some time to properly audit it, but we are definitely going to, on our way, we have asked already. We have asked our international partners to help us to find the right persons who can help us to do this.
While statistics on the Citizenship by Investment program remain unavailable to the St. Kitts and Nevis public, and while it is said that CBI contributes significantly to the economy and to social intervention programs, the inability of officials to provide even basic statistics raises important questions. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
In other news, Trinidad and Tobago's Director of Public Prosecutions cannot be blamed for the government deciding to rent an office building, which the DPP and his staff still have not moved into. Anselm Gibbs of TV6 News gives us a full report.
The DPP did not have any input in the decision made by the government to enter into the rental agreement of the building, which the government entered into 2019.
Attorney Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, commenting on the impasse between the government and the Director of Public Prosecutions over this office building on Park Street in Port of Spain.
The DPP is and was entitled in law to rely on the contents of the special branch reports to not occupy the building on the ground that to do so would have exposed him and his staff to the risk to their lives.
About the reports he mentioned, according to Maharaj, when the DPP checked out the building for the first time, he told the government the building had enough space, but it had to be assessed by the police special branch unit before he and his staff were relocated.
The government view since 2020 that the special branch had concerns about the use of this building for the office of the DPP, and that the special branch had made recommendations for the safety and security of the building.
A couple of weeks ago, Prime Minister Rowley said the government spent $55 million strengthening the security of the building, and a public servant decided they are not going there.
The DPP did not have any input in the decision made by the government to enter into the rental agreement of the building, which the government entered into 2019. The DPP, therefore, cannot be blamed for any such thing.
Maharaj is calling for the government, police, and DPP to work together to make the country safe. Anselm Gibbs, TV6 News.
WhatsApp is the main call and text app used in Trinidad and Tobago. It's generally considered safe because of its end-to-end encryption. But that hasn't stopped hackers from targeting WhatsApp accounts. Alicia Boucher of TV6 News tells us more.
Based on reports from account holders TV6 News spoke with, two of the reasons WhatsApp hacks appear to have taken place were for hackers to find new accounts to hack and or for them to solicit money from the contacts of hacked accounts. One WhatsApp user told us some time ago his account was hacked. He received a WhatsApp call from someone he thought was familiar to him. However, after chatting for a while, he realized that it was not the person, but by then it was too late. He says his WhatsApp stopped functioning, and based on calls he received from his contacts, they confirmed that he had been hacked. In that instance, he had to seek the assistance of an IT expert to go through the international company WhatsApp to retrieve his account. On Tuesday last, President of the TNT Scrap Iron Dealers Association, Alan Ferguson, says a WhatsApp contact he is familiar with sent him a link asking him for his endorsement in an online initiative.
I press on the link, and when I press on the link, it's my WhatsApp had gone because they had taken my WhatsApp. And I did not know that that same person who I know, they also had take his WhatsApp also. So it was like they was using his WhatsApp to get to my WhatsApp also.
Ferguson says the situation is distressing as he has thousands of contacts who can fall prey to hackers. This TV6 reporter was contacted on the same day through Ferguson's number via a message saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" When engaged, the hacker then asked for assistance in getting $700. That person, under the guise of Ferguson, said was to send to someone as his daily transfer limit was exceeded. There was also a promise to refund the money the next day. Due to the red flags, Ferguson was contacted via phone call and he confirmed that he had been hacked.
I had some people call me and tell me they was going and send the money, the $700 that they asking for. And what happened is a good thing a lot of them called me first before they send the money because it was like I had a problem when I did have no problem and people wanted us to send money. It really caused me a lot of pain with this. Up to now, I have not retrieved back my WhatsApp. So I want Trinidad and Tobago to know now we have a serious problem with people trying to pull away your WhatsApp.
Still on Trinidad and Tobago, the government there is treating proposed crime talks with the opposition like a public relations campaign. That accusation was made on Friday by opposition Senator Jayanti Lachmedial. TV6's Nicole M. Romani has some details.
It's time for more than just lip service. So says Senator Lachmedial, who holds the view that that is all the government is really doing.
Take pen to paper, the way I think Mrs. Prasad did, and set out, for example, suggestions, set out, certain things that ought to be discussed. What do we want to talk about? That's actual, I think, substance and content to form the basis of a discussion. And I don't know why the government, because and that's the problem that they have. They like to throw out good public relations, and they're very good at that. I always say that's the one they're very good at. They're good at PR.
She says there was correspondence exchanged between both parties where ideas were offered by the United National Congress. However, Senator Lachmedial tells us the response was far from welcoming.
I find it disrespectful that they would not respond to written correspondence sent to them asking certain questions and putting forward, asking for certain information, but yet they're demanding that the team be named and giving a deadline. I don't find that approach augurs well for fruitful discussions going forward by the government.
She further expressed her disappointment with the lack of specificity in the government's crime plan.
Those types of announcements of 1,000 more boots on the ground, that's good PR. The substance of the argument is where are you going to add them? You had mentioned 1,000 new municipal police officers some years ago. What has happened to that plan? Is that going to be in addition to this? Is it that you're going to add, people in your specialized units to improve your intelligence capabilities? Is it that you're going to add more patrols? Is it that, what are the areas? Are you going to put them into hotspots?
The opposition leader has made it clear that if the Prime Minister himself does not respond to her letter of October 14th relating to their meeting on crime, she will assume he's not serious about the crime talks. Nicole M. Romani, TV6 News.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillean Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.